Hi guys, and welcome to Build Your Own Rome. We're here for episode 12. Last week we were talking about having a bit of a laugh at Donald Trump's expense.
A little bit.
Bit.
Well, we had different views, didn't we, of Donald Trump? Like completely. Like you really like his work. I think his work is probably the word.
I don't know if I'd say I really like it, but I'm not completely anti-Donald Trump.
I'm not either. I find him funny.
I don't base my views on fake news and.
But I don't know what is real news and fake news anymore. So
yeah, but that's the problem, isn't
that's
it?
That's
what we were discussing.
Yeah.
So if you want to listen to that, go back, episode 11, Donald Trump. This week, though, a little bit more value because we've had a bit of a laugh last week. There wasn't a lot of value involved, so if you want to watch it, please do. But if you don't, you're not missing a lot apart from us having a laugh.
Yeah.
But this week, we're actually going to do... So a lot of these have been inspired by Evan Carmichael.
Yep.
And his book, The Top 10 Rules of Success. And... we've been working our way through his book and talking about different people in there. So this week we actually want to do one on Evan himself, which is...
we connected with Evan. We've done a podcast with Evan. So, guys, if you haven't listened to it, it's on successful.com, and also you can get it on SoundCloud. Just type in Successful meets Evan Carmichael. It's one of my favourite interviews that we've done. I just think he's a really nice guy, and also he's very down to earth as well. And I like the way you kind of see his progress. Like, he still leaves his old videos up, which he's all in a tie and he's all scared and looking, and then he goes. He's done so many series as well, and I think he's got 1.3 million subscribers. He's around about the Gary Vaynerchuk sort of mark.
It's amazing. Yeah, to see somebody grow like he has. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Just how he's done it, how he's gone about doing it, and his reasons for doing it, which we'll come on to. But and like you say, the podcast you recorded a podcast with him.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, what an amazing guy. It's
really
just so
great
much value.
guy. Yeah, and he's just nice as well. And he's not one of the loud motivational types.
He's not no loud music, flashing lights, trying to sell you anything or anything like that. It's just doing his thing.
Yeah,
doing what he enjoys, which is.
Because he started off doing a business with his obviously his business partner, and it was really hard. I think it was the first 3 years he was only making like $300 a month, living at his mum and dad's, and there was a point where he just nearly gave up on it, and just didn't want to come in the next day. And he did tell his partner, business partner, that he weren't going to come in anymore. He's had enough. And he went back the next day. He didn't say anything. I think it was like 6 months later they got the first contract with like Johnson & Johnson. I think they just built. It was something to do with computers. I have no idea. I don't really know much about computers other than on/off and Google. And he got his first contract, and that was his first big check. And then from there they built it and they sold it. And then I think he wanted to do something more sort of inspirational, really, and wanted to look into. I think he was looking into people like this, like the top 10 stuff, as he was doing it. That's how he was able to get through it.
So he originally says that he wanted to learn from successful people, and he was trawling the internet, watching videos of people who he looked up to, people who he thought were successful.
Yeah.
And he found that basically he'd have to watch a whole day's worth of video on somebody to be able to just take away 15 minutes of value.
Yeah.
Which I think is the same with anything. I mean, a lot of people watch. You might listen to this podcast. It might just be one thing we say that you actually take away from it.
Of course, yeah.
There might not be anything, to be fair, but
there might be one.
Might be one if we're lucky.
Yeah.
And it's a really good point where what Evan's really cleverly done is taken that day's worth of video, picked out those golden nuggets of information that within it, and put them into a 15-minute long video for you to really take some value away from. So been really clever the way he's done it.
What he's done the work for you. He's done the research for you and pulled it out, and they're really, really popular. They got a lot of views on there and a lot of shares around the place, and he's found his kind of niche in there, which is really, really, really clever. Also, what I really like is when you read a biography, they do this now, an autobiography. They used to start when they were kids. So you read an autobiography, and when I was born in da-da-da, and then you go off on one, you think, hurry up and get famous. Just want to read the bit about you getting famous, or how you got famous, then you were famous, then it all went wrong.
And how much money, much money you had, and how much money you've now lost.
Yeah, I want to read that stuff. I'm not bothered about the childhood bit. But what they cleverly do now is that they started to put the famous scene or something that they're well known for at the start of the book. because he realizes that's what people wanted to be hooked in. So the first chapter is usually about the big event that you will know about, and then they go
and then
back.
it goes back, and
then they come back forward again.
Yeah.
And that's what he's cleverly done. He's brought the information forward, so you haven't got to do all the trolling through.
Troll through all the stuff where people are just talking. Yeah, and it's not just if you're looking at success, it's do you really need to watch a bit? Elon Musk getting his new car delivered, or
no, you definitely
don't need to see that. But
No.
but there might be something he says while he's waiting for it that is
that
worth
was a
listening to.
bit weird footage.
That was some very weird footage. Do you remember him standing there and he's getting like £1 million
and he looks
car delivered, and he's wearing a suit that looks like
3 times too big. Yeah, and he's got no hair because Elon Musk definitely has plugs, and he's got his tiny little girlfriend. I think it was his wife at the time. He wouldn't have got if he wasn't been out of the farm. Let's be honest. Come on.
No,
There's
that
no
was
way.
money. That was money.
She saw the money signs. Absolutely, 100%. I mean, he's quite a good-looking lad now. He's beefed up a bit, and he's got his hair back.
He did look a bit weird.
But he looked weird back then.
But then I suppose he just sat in his bedroom on his computer all the time, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did all right, actually. To be honest, that sounds like a good idea. Why aren't we doing that?
What are we doing there?
What are we doing here?
Should have learnt how to use a computer.
Yeah. And that's what I've learned from Evan, putting in his top 10.
That's it.
Should have follow the greats. Do what the greats do.
That's it. And so Evan's top 10 rules for success, and it's really good that
he's got his own.
It's really good that he's put his own in the front of the book.
Fantastic.
Actually. So follow your passion, which is really important. And I think it's actually there's like a connection there in everybody in this book, and they're all passionate about what they do.
I would go one further than follow your passion. I'd go follow your purpose. Find your purpose, because your passion can lead to your purpose. My passion is filmmaking and documentary filmmaking, but my purpose isn't filmmaking. It's to spread a certain message, to stand up for a certain thing I believe in. Does that make sense?
Yes, certainly.
So I'd say follow your passion, but anyway.
Yeah. So following passion, have self-awareness.
Yeah, that's crucial.
Yeah, I think so. Raise your standards.
Yeah, that's very motivational.
Something we need to get round to doing.
Yeah. Well, is it raise your standards of what you expect from others or expect from yourself?
Throughout everything. Set a standard of friend that you're going to be friends with. Set a standard of. And it's not all, again, people always, when people talk about standards, they always instantly think better car, better house, better.
They do, don't they?
That's not about, it's not a money
thing. That's the secret's fault, that is.
Is it?
Yeah, that's exactly what. Sorry, carry on. But the secret is just
we'd get onto the secret at some point during this conversation.
But carry on,
sorry, raising your standards isn't about. It hasn't got to be money related. And I think it's really important that people don't get so hooked up on money that it becomes money related. Raise your standards. Raise the standard of what you would class as a friend. Raise the standard of what you would class as how you treat a friend. Raise the standard of how you look after your family, how you treat your family, how you treat people around you, things like that. They're standards. The car you drive does not set a standard of who you are and what you do.
Of course it doesn't.
Right? And I think that's really important. Rule number 4, focus. Yeah, it's something that we bring ourselves back in line on once a week, don't we? We have to discuss where we are, what we're doing.
Yeah, every week you have to stay in focus, which is really important.
Yeah, really,
stay focused.
Really important. Rule number 5, obvious, hard work. He's worked really hard to get where he is. And I think most people, there's very few people that have become rich long term and built up big businesses without doing any hard work. Yeah,
because the hard work comes when it's not as enjoyable.
Yeah.
The fun bit's usually in the first couple of months.
That's it. And
it really does, it wears off. But you do have, once you get over that and you accept that and you go, oh, okay, this is the hard bit, and you start to enjoy it for what it is. I suppose that's reframing it and
Well, it brings you on to the next one, actually, embrace failure. As well.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
I think it's incredibly important, and what you see as a failure, and understand that it's going to happen continuously until you find that one thing. It happens in everybody's got anywhere, and we all know this. It's said in everything has failed 1 billion times and found one thing that they've kind of got.
Biggest bit of advice I could give when it comes to failure is working out what you can learn from it.
Yeah.
Just learn from every failure you make, every decision you make that was wrong. Why was it wrong? What could I have done different? Learn from it, put that into place. And if you keep doing that, the failures actually can offer some really high value. And you can upscale those failures. So if you look at, it might be some really small failure you made, which at the time had a big impact on you.
Yeah.
You learned something from it. And and in 10 years' time, that same situation is going to crop up, but it might be worth millions of pounds at the time, and because of what you learn, you make the right decision.
It's the understanding that the what you've learned and pulling that out. But I also think what you said, I like the way you put that, because you didn't put that in a kind of spiritually look at the positive way. You actually you're looking at the failure for what it is and taking it actually at face value and going, right, okay, I won't be doing that again. Or when that situation pops up, I'll try and choose different.
I suppose when you're 2 years old and you're, I don't know, climbing on the coffee table and you fall off and hurt yourself, you learn that it hurts when you fall, yeah? That's really handy when you're climbing a mountain 20 years later.
You know that.
You now know, and you buy the equipment that you need to climb that mountain without falling.
Yes,
you've learned from it. Hasn't got to be spiritual or anything like that. It's just learn from your mistakes and don't make them again. And it's good to make mistakes, and when people make mistakes, you can scream and shout at them and say, you know, how stupid are you? Or you can say to them, what did you learn from it? And what are you going to do to make sure it doesn't happen again?
That opens up a whole kind of another chat later on about addiction and how addiction gets you to repeat the same mistake over and over again, because you don't care as much about the outcome that you know is going to be bad as you do the payoff, the early payoff you get from the bad outcome.
It's a pain and pleasure thing as well.
Yeah.
Pain and pleasure is really, again, it's completely new conversation. That's a new podcast, that is. But pain and pleasure, you know, does the pain outweigh the pleasure, or does the pleasure outweigh the pain? And if the pleasure comes before the pain, the pleasure is the one you're concentrating on.
Yeah, and the pleasure is the one that's causing the pain. Yeah. And that's really, really hard to do, because you get the pleasure is actually the easy part.
Yeah.
And
it's the easy part. It's the first bit. It's all of that. Worry about the pain later. Yeah. And that's what makes it so hard. Yeah. But that's another chat. Ignore the little man.
Rude. Rude.
What's your take on that?
I think he means the little man in your head.
Oh.
Yeah.
In your head. In your head, or other people who?
I thought it would be about the guy in your head telling you, no, you can't do this. The negative kind of unsure voice.
Okay.
But that could mean that he has a very small man working in his office that's just a bastard.
Do you reckon? Or do you reckon that could be like the people who aren't doing it right, the people who are in the background having a little go? Or
that could be that, yeah. Could be that. It could be that as well. So what is your take on that? And people just like putting you down all the time. I know, Danny, you get a lot in the film work you do. Putting you down about what you're doing, trying to sort of like pick out all the bad bits.
Actually, somebody we do look up to, Jermaine Harris. Jermaine Harris put a post up this morning about how he now deals with not hate mail, but comments, and he just so somebody puts a comment up, he just says, "Thank you, I love you." And they get a little bit more irate, and he puts, "Thank you, I love you," and then they get a little bit more irate, and he puts, "Thank you, I love you," and he never hears from him again.
Yeah,
and it works every time, because I mean the only reason people put comments up, bad mouth you, things like that, is to get reaction. If you don't react, they give up very quickly. And this is when we talk to students and things about bullying. It's a really important part. Just
ignore it.
Ignoring them is very hard to do.
Of course it is.
And
it depends on the level in which they're bullying. I mean, obviously it gets to the point where they're invading your space and physically hurting you. It's a bit different than calling you some names.
But actually, the way you respond to it is the most important thing. Actually, have a response, have a voice, but the way you do it is the most important. And so that's, I think, really important. Rule number 8: build a team.
Yeah.
Get a team around you. Get people around you, like-minded people with the same values, people who got on the same mission,
but with different skills. Different skills from you. Complementary skills is really important. There's no point having 20 editors on a film set.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work, because you end up with 20 people with different points of view, all arguing against each other.
Yes, and that's the other thing.
You need to find the one person who you look up to as. So when we're putting something together. So I mean, for example, here we've got Danny, very good at filming, very good at doing that side of it. You're editing. It builds a team of people who work together, but you all know each other's work.
Yeah.
So when Danny's putting something together, what he's thinking, and you can actually both work on the same
thing, but different parts of it,
and come up with something that's in line with each other. So building a team, and that's the one bit a lot of people struggle to do, because they think they need skills that they possibly don't, and vice versa.
And people that tell you something's not good. Because that's rubbish idea.
Yeah.
And also being able to laugh at it. Why are you doing that? That's terrible. But you know it's coming from the right place, that they actually care about the product and care about the business doing well.
They want the same outcome as you.
Exactly.
They're on the same journey as you. They've just got a different point of view on how to get there.
Yeah.
And having those different point of views is
and it's to take that ego out of it, isn't it? It's like, I'm not telling you, I'm saying the idea is bad, not you're an awful human being.
Yeah.
You die.
And again, a lot of people can't see that. A lot of people actually, if somebody comments on their post or says something about what they've done, they take it that
of course they do. Yeah.
You're actually saying that I'm an awful human being.
You don't like my promo. You clearly want me to be dead.
That's it. You know.
I have no worth on this earth.
Yeah, just take an extreme from it. My microphone.
Your
keeps
microphone's
moving.
been pointing out the window for the last 10 minutes.
I know, it's horrible.
I think it'll be all right.
That'll be all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So takes up to rule 9: model success. Just copy people.
Copy people. Well, Michael Jackson was a big version of that. He took things from different people. We've had this discussion before, but literally took like some dance moves and amalgamated them all into something completely different. Easier to do in them days because there wasn't the exposure for a lot of the stuff. He was going around the world and looking at all these
looking
things.
At other people, taking the best of it.
But you didn't have the exposure, so they
okay,
weren't
so my advice to be when it comes to modelling success is to do exactly the same. Read Evan Carmichael's book. Get this book. Go to this is a good book. Go to his website and watch what other people are doing. Yeah. Model yourself on them. Why? If somebody else is already... It's like if you need to get somewhere, you get a map, don't you? You don't draw your own.
That'd be hilarious if you did.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. You
How do you think you get there?
Exactly.
Round the roundabout.
Through the 100-acre woods.
I think there's some pylons there. Yeah,
exactly. But you wouldn't
That's
draw your own.
point.
You just go and get a map. Somebody else has drawn a map. You'd go and use theirs. Yeah. Somebody else has already given you the information.
Don't draw your own map. I think that's a really good idea. If you want to get somewhere you've never been, don't draw your own map.
Exactly.
That's a T-shirt. I'm going to print that up.
Maybe not. Should we give that idea away?
No, I really like that idea.
Somebody have it.
Someone
do
have
it
that.
quick.
Someone send us in, if you're watching this, a T-shirt with, if you want to get where you've never been before, don't draw your own map.
Yeah.
Put that on the back. That's what I'm doing there. I'm not scratching my arse. That's a really big saying. I like
really
that.
Important. So
remember that.
And with everything like that, there's people out there who've already done stuff. You want to make a cake, you use a recipe book, don't you? You don't just you don't go back to.
You don't put the book in the pan. You read from the book because there are some real idiots out there. I'm just saying, don't put the book.
You do have
in
to.
the pan.
Yeah. It's like the sticker on a chainsaw saying, "Don't stop it with your bare hand." You know.
Yeah, I've
just
got a bare
one
hand. These
just
are
that
hands.
one guy that done it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, model success. Yeah. Definitely. Just copy what other people are doing, and just do it better. Just get better at it.
Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah, and that's the whole book. The whole thing the book's about, isn't it? Really.
Rule number 10. You know what rule number 10 is, Evan Carmichael?
Believe.
Good guess.
Give me a second. Yeah.
Rule number 10. Believe. Believe in yourself. Believe in people around you. Believe in what you're capable of. And believe it's going to be. You're going to be successful.
The thing about that is that the more you do it, and the more you start to see things come about, the more belief you are able to have as well. But at the very start, it's hard to believe. But the belief part is almost like mythical. Like you have to believe before you start doing it. Then the more you do it, the more you actually believe.
That's it.
But it's really
hard. It's hard to keep that belief going as well because things will knock you back.
Or you'll try things out and fail.
Yeah, you'll fail.
Constantly.
Learn from them and believe that what you've learned will have more value to you than the failure did. Yeah, as a loss. And just keep moving forward and believing in yourself and believing in your team that you've put together. Ignore the little man. Focus on what you're doing. Put in hard work. Follow your passion.
And that's all. All 10.
Most
read all 10. Most of them.
I skipped a couple.
Top
Have self-awareness.
10, a bit. Top 10. Have self-awareness. That's the one. Yeah.
Raise your standards. It's all of it. Yeah. Just everything. Just everything you're doing. Do it better than anybody else around you. Learn from them.
Raise your standards is a really good one. I like that one. I like raise your standard of the people you're going to be around, people that you hang around. I think that's
so. If you, just really simple thing. I mean, if you wanted to build if you want to build a laptop, you'd go and look at what Apple are doing. Have a look at their best-selling laptop. Have a look at what you could improve on it. Yeah, and build that. Job done.
Solve problems.
Solve the problems that generates. Like the bloody power cables on them.
80 quid. Now that is, come on.
Yeah, well, that's Apple, isn't it?
What's his name? Did run Apple before?
What did Steve?
Steve.
Yeah.
Steve, that is taking a piss.
80
quid for a charger. That's where you got us, mate.
80 quid for a charger for a laptop that I paid 2,000 quid for.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking 199 pounds from PC World. I mean, we're £2,000 laptop, and the lead balls it up.
I've just come up with a really good idea.
Go on.
Solar powered laptops.
Do you think that's new? Are
I
you
did
guessing?
till you just said that.
You're
then.
guessing this idea is new.
Isn't it?
I know. We could do a wind-up radio as well, couldn't we?
Is it not new? Oh,
of course, it's
damn
not.
it.
Solar panels been
Solar powered laptop. Though.
Yeah, but solar power in general powers things.
Yeah, but then I've never seen a solar powered laptop. So you go out in the garden and it's actually charging up. How'd you do it?
I think, didn't Casio do this with a calculator like 60 years ago?
Well, why has no one done it in a laptop?
Because I don't think you need to. I think you have. If you want solar panels, you just go and get some solar panels to power your
But you don't.
laptop.
Yeah, but then you have to be indoors with it plugged in with your £80 lead.
No, you can take the solar panel with you. You can buy a big sheet that's a solar panel and just unroll it and lay it on the floor and plug stuff into it. I mean, it's not.
You can't plug. Wow. Where's the plug bit? What do you mean you should plug in? How do you put the plug of your laptop into a panel?
Into a plug on a panel, yeah.
There is a plug on a panel.
Well, if it depends on what you get, but yeah, big inverter and plug your laptop in. It's not rocket science anymore, mate.
Yeah, I'm not saying like it is.
Sorry.
I'm just saying I've never seen a laptop do it. They could put a panel on there.
What, on the back of it?
Yeah. Little one. Charge it up. I think it's a great idea.
Okay, well, you'll sell it. Sell that idea. You've just given it away anyway.
Shit bollocks.
Someone's going to cop it next.
Yeah, you
do you
said it
know?
was crap.
We're sitting here saying it's crap, now, and this is sort of thing. If you believe that that's do it.
Evan
make
Carmichael
it
will
happen.
watch this. Evan, if you steal the solar powered idea, I want at least 50 quid. Of
50
that.
quid.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Anywhere up from that. As
What if in 12 months' time, like all Apple laptops, the top of them were solar panels, and they were making a killing from it? They've been sold all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel
would you be pissed off that you didn't do it, or would you be
actually,
happy that you've given somebody an idea that's
I would be
enabled
happy
thousands of people to have laptops?
No, I wouldn't be happy for either of them. I
No.
would be happy that my idea actually worked.
Yeah.
And made sense. And I'm not as stupid as I thought I was. So that is actually, I came up with a good idea.
And we could talk about it on a podcast.
I was the guy that invented solar powered laptops.
Yeah.
Didn't invent, I came up with the idea. Didn't do the work. Said it. I'm the guy that said it.
We had another idea. We gave another idea away as well. I can't remember what it was.
That was a good as well.
That was a really good idea, and I don't wonder if anyone ever went and done
That's on like the episode 4
it.
of Build Your Own Rome. I can't remember what that one was either.
We
That was a
gave
good
an idea away.
Solar powered laptops.
Yeah,
That is a good
that's
idea.
this week's one.
Yeah.
So anyway, top 10 rules for success from Evan Carmichael. Really, really good. Really, his rules are really good, but also really good book. So we've been using that over the last few weeks. I think
We're pretty much.
I
now,
think we've run out of the people we know. There's some people in here who.
There's Will Smith in there. Oprah.
Les Brown.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
do
few
know Les
people in there.
Brown.
Oprah. A lot of people don't like Oprah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Oprah.
No, bit of a. Don't know.
Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, here we go. Quick, we better finish this.
Yeah,
really
finish
quick,
up. You wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Guys, this has been Build Your Own Rome. We're here at Success4. We're on all social media platforms. Look us up. Like, subscribe. Don't forget about our Mindshift magazine. Subscribe to that as well. And yeah, thanks for joining us.